Morning, everyone. How are we doing today? It is Tuesday, September 29th, and this is, of course, your daily financial news. If you don't know what this is a series that I put out every day. I shoot for 7:30 every day. It looks like Thursdays from now on will be at 7 because I've had to adjust some of my expert interviews times around. So we'll do Thursdays around 7, but every other day around 7:30. And if you like getting your little financial news in little chunks, go ahead and hit that subscription button. It doesn't hurt to give me a thumbs up or smash that like button. If you don't mind, that would be wonderful. So let's start today with Case-Shiller Index. This is a real estate channel. We are talking about real estate, consumers, cost of capital, things of that nature. And as expected, the Case-Shiller Index is up nationally for July, which is the number that was reported. Was 4.8%. And as expected, and I've hinted at this a couple of times the last month, I actually expect the Case-Shiller Index to start showing you and I urban flight. So what do I mean by that? If you don't know, the Case-Shiller Index has a 10 city and a 20 city index. The 10 city is the biggest cities, 20 is the next set of big cities. And if urban flight is real, what we should see is the 10 city index showing the smallest gain or the biggest loss if we ever got there. The 20 city index, the next smallest gain, and then the national number would be the largest. And that's exactly what we've had 2 months in a row. So again, nationally speaking, Case-Shiller shows 4.8% value increase. The 20 city, 3.5%, and then the 10 city, 3.3%. Kind of as expected, right? If urban flight is real, demand exits the big cities and it enters the suburbs, hence most of the country seeing the largest gains. And this is what I keep talking to people when they tell me 2021 is going to crash. It just doesn't make sense given appetite, change in behavior. I'm not saying real estate can't ever crash. That's not what I'm saying. But so many people want to call 2021 the event, and I just don't see it. A couple of cities were all-stars in this report. Phoenix, we've had, I think, Steve Trang on a couple of times on this show. Phoenix raging at 9.2%. Seattle still posting an awesome number at 7%, and then Charlotte at 6%. So still nice growth out there. Next up, I guess we'll talk about the presidential debate. I don't know what your expectations for it. I guess the first question, anybody actually going to watch it? Like watch it live? I don't think I could stomach watching it. I think it's going to boil down into two old white guys yelling at each other. I don't really need to see that. I think that's what's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's presidential. I hope they don't talk over each other. I hope they give it the behavior it warrants. I just think there's pure hatred between the two men, and it's probably not going to go that direction. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to watch it or read about it. I might just read about it because, again, I think if I saw that, I would get annoyed or disappointed. And I just have better things to do. Next up, the stimulus talk. So I've been talking, I think, the last 4 or 5 days about, okay, Nancy, show us. You've said that you're going to put another package. You're going to slash $1 trillion off your ask, and it will be interesting to see. I wanted to see what you had, right? All the articles said the right things. Said unemployment. Said PPP. Said schools. Said all these things. So it is interesting to see it now in reality. And it does have those things, but it has a lot more. Most importantly, almost $500 million, or no, $500 billion for state and local. And as I said, every time I brought this up, that's the red line for the other side. So I think Nancy and the House put out a bill they knew couldn't pass the Senate, just so they could say, we tried. Because what was happening in the media is everyone was putting the blame on the House for not coming back, right? They put out a crazy $3.3 trillion bill months ago and then nothing. So it was their turn to do something, and they have. Um, yeah, I don't know. God, it's so disappointing. I really don't think a stimulus bill is going to happen. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It looks like they're advertising it as a 2.2 trillion. It might be closer to 2.6 when you do the true math. But yeah, I mean, October is right around the corner. It's 2 days away, right? So it'll be interesting for us to see what happens in the airline space and other big, organizations. October 1st. That's when their money runs out. So pretty interesting. I don't know if you saw this. Amazon. If there's ever been a clear winner, right? The big get bigger, the strong get stronger. Amazon's just freaking crushing it. They just rolled out some new technology in the Seattle area where you can pay by waving your hand. I'm going to guess that somewhere it stores your palm print. That palm print is connected to a credit card, and now you can just wave your hand as you're leaving stores. At least that's the theory. Kind of sci-fi-ish. I just wanted to make sure there was no chip involved. Can you imagine putting a chip in your arm? Some people will, I'm sure. Not me. But yeah, Amazon now can pay by waving a hand. So it is interesting. New York bankruptcies are up 40. New York City, not New York State. I got to be careful on that. New York City. Couple of just articles again. San Francisco and New York are feeling the pain. We've talked about San Francisco. I collected some New York City data today. It looks like bankruptcies are up 40% from last year. The data collected was from March 16th to September 27th. Looks like 610 businesses closed, declared bankruptcy. The same article referenced 4,000 New York City businesses have closed during this health crisis. Many of them just leaving the keys on the table saying, I'm out. So again, New York City is going to be feeling this for a while. There will be a time this will come back. I'm hopeful. I see it. It's just, I keep telling you, we got to get through more pain. There's the depths, the levels of pain that we're going to be felt in the next 3 or 4 months it's going to suck. It's going to be bad. We do have a couple more IPOs. I think Palantir is supposed to price today. It's supposed to trade its first set of shares. Asana right behind them. I think it is planned to go tomorrow. I think this is like the last couple of weeks. These new IPOs are going to take cash out of some of the high flyers so that people can participate in the first day bounce in some of these stocks. Palantir, again, I just want to reference, in my opinion, didn't get a glowing recommendation when its governance structure, voting structure, was connected to WeWork. The most convoluted model since WeWork, I believe, was the article. That doesn't leave me warm and fuzzy. Kind of too much control by the founders and owners. I do have a question for you. The holiday season. This is actually a real question for all of you. If you can leave an answer below. The holiday season is going to be different. Christmas, Hanukkah, end of year. What? How is it going to be different? I can't imagine, Black Friday rush to the store crowds. I can't imagine, I always used to shop on Christmas Eve. I was in retail for a decade while I was in high school and college, and that's just what I did. I just don't know. I think there's lots of questions when I think about the consumer. What do the consumers spend? There's actually a bunch of articles talking about 2020 being up like 1.3% from 2019. I just don't see it. I don't see how the holiday season in 2020 with what's coming is better than 2019. 2019, we had 3.5% unemployment or thereabouts. Now we have 9%, just picking a number. I think this is going to be a real interesting holiday season. So I think it goes down. And then what do you buy, right? Do you do gift cards? Maybe that's the easiest. Do you buy one nice thing versus lots of little things? Is it online shopping? It has to be online shopping for sure. Do you just mail the presents? I don't know. When I was growing up, I remember the holiday season almost being like a national sport. My mom always did wonderful things and found ways to create joy and happiness even though we didn't have very much. I just don't know how you do that. I don't know. I feel bad for kids. I feel bad for kids and parents. It's gonna be interesting. I did see a report that 1 in 3 families that have school-age kids are actually food insecure. I know what that feels like, having been food insecure at multiple different points in my life. That is clearly, if I'm still talking about it, it leaves a mark on you. Um, it's hard for me to believe that the great country of the United States has one kid families with kids are 1/3 food insecure. That number is so large it almost feels fake, but still, even if it's 3%, it's still too much. Uh, that's not good. We got to do something there. And then just because I'm a real estate channel, I get asked about REITs all the time. It looks like REITs have been hammered here the last couple of days, 10 days, I think. Simon Properties down 15%, SL Green down 15, RLJ Lodging down 21, and then Host Hotels down 15%. I think we're starting to see a reality that a lot of the pain is in commercial. That's what I've been kind of indicating for a while. I think residential loans get out of this relatively unscathed just because the banks remember last time and how it all compounded on each other. I think they're going to take some pretty large losses in commercial, office, retail, hotels, hospitality, oil and gas rigs, those things. So lots of pain out there. I just don't see it coming in residential. So at the end of the day, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. We keep running towards 10,000 subscribers. If you're watching this still and haven't subscribed, do me a favor and let me know what's going on. And let me know about your holiday season. Again, I'm watching the consumer. The holiday season is a big deal. So we will see what's going on.